So, John Doyle is still on his bullshit. Hopefully it's over soon. This is part 5 of his anti-porn dissertation. Not really looking forward to what he's got to say here in the last sort of 19-ish or 18-ish minutes of his video. So this is part 5, Debunked. I3 was it? Is it IBC or I3C? I don't know. No. What do you mean no? In another bit message, explain to me why you wouldn't send me another bit message, please. I'm a fucking asshole. All right. Here is John Doyle. Let's see. We'll see what he's got to say.
Some of the common copes of pornography endorsement. There's 2 things that we have to mention before we get into those. The first is that very few people will try to make the case that it's good for you. Most people will just say, what? No, it's not bad, which I think is even stupid on the surface because of how much of a change has occurred in society, how pervasive it is. Like the idea that it could just be neutral is stupid. But people will even say, well, it's positive for you. And that gets into the second thing that I wanted to mention, which is that I acknowledge that I might come off as apathetic or cold towards those who are coping, to the people who are pro-pornography.
Yeah.
But the reason for that is very simply that the sympathy for them just doesn't exist. I just have no sympathy for those people. And it's because pornography is so obviously wrong and dangerous and harmful that any public endorsement of it can only be due to pernicious or corrupt intent.
Or pragmatic understanding of how it works. Freddie Creamer, thanks for following, dude. So again, pornography, like anything else, if you lean on it and it's a crutch and it's something that you do habitually, it's probably a bad thing. It's probably going to affect your life in a negative way. Sure. If you are just a coom brain and you just got to rub one out, dude, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Why would I possibly give a shit? If you occasionally use pornography, go for it, dude. That's not an addiction. I don't know. I don't even know what would be considered addiction for pornography. But look, sometimes you just got to get off, bro. Especially when people don't have access to mental health care and they're and I mean, John talked about this, how literally a lot of people talk about in the studies, porn is sort of this search for feel good. A lot of people do a lot of things to search for feel good, dude. You can't just buck up Buttercup about feeling like shit, dude. It makes sense that people would seek certain releases, but most people that use porn aren't like fucking addicted to it. Most people that use porn are just people that use porn from time to time, because who doesn't like to like sexually express themselves? I don't know. Like, especially during a pandemic, especially during wintertime, especially because we have access to it very quickly, and because, again, the people that use it are not only people with balls, just people in general. But obviously, the larger base is going to be people that have balls, and there's a literal biological imperative to rub it out, as it were. It's got a capacity, and sometimes you fill up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you fill up. Centrist is not good. Believing in global warming good. Al Gore good. That might be it. He knows a couple of therapists will recommend couples watch porn together, right? Well, he doesn't believe in. He was against the DSM-5 2 videos ago, so. To claim he has a relative understanding of how counseling and like sex therapy would go is pretty low. For those wondering what coom brain is, please refer to our stream from last night. I mean, well, coom brain should be, if you're just on the internet, you might know. To qualify as addicted to porn, it literally has to interfere with other things in your life. Like, you can't go out without a porn break, or you can't work without a porn break. Interesting. Megan, thanks for the Prime for 2 months. Decided to switch over to my Prime sub after getting a gift last month. Glad to be part of the club. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. John would never go to couples therapy. Well, he'd never be in a relationship long enough to warrant it.
That's it, and that's repulsive to me, so yeah. I'm going to take it pretty hard on those people. Literally, I see no difference between them and the people who used to shill for the tobacco industry, and I actually think that these people are even worse.
Capitalists. Again, every time he has a critique about this, it really is just about capitalism. he doesn't see that. He doesn't understand it. But yeah, I know we have pointed it out multiple times. Most of his critiques about this fall under capitalism's problem, not just like normal stuff.
It would turn out, though. The science is on our side. Basically, you've got these sex-positive psychologists who claim that there's no such thing as porn addiction, it's not bad for you, etc. And they always cite the same two studies from 2013 and 2015. And you'll find these two studies in any mainstream article you can find about, oh, it's not real, it's not bad, whatever. The problem is that the results of those studies were actually in alignment with what we're saying, not what the coon brains are saying. And many experts have come forward to say this, and we could break down exactly what they did incorrectly, what they misinterpreted. My voice is getting tired, so I'll just say for now that no less than...
Cold. Oh, your voice is getting tired? Oh, you do a little under 2 hours sort of video and your voice is already tired? Oh, Don, well, I'm already at 2.5 hours right now on a live stream. Oh, no. Maybe you're not up to snuff. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Coldsteel, thank you so much for 22 months. There's a reason I'm doing this. Is because he fucking hates it, and I hope he watches it, and I hope it bothers him. And now he's going to say, no, it didn't bother me. It fucking bothered you, bitch.
Her ramble was just a gorilla.
Queen of the Nobodies, thanks for following.
Than 5 peer-reviewed studies have come out proving that what they found in the 2013 study is actually in alignment with what we're saying, and then 6 for the 2015 study. So yeah, their information is garbage, which is why it's been excluded from recent reviews of the neuroscientific literature, and that's really all we have to say right now. Maybe another time we'll actually break it down, their research, explain why it's bad, but for now we'll just state the fact that it's bad, which has been thoroughly corroborated by neuroscientific experts. Plus, we basically just explained the entire thing in the last hour or so. I mean, I became a neuroscientific expert the other day just to make this video. So yeah, sex-positive psychologists take the L yet again. They've got two...
They literally don't.
2 studies that they couldn't even do correctly because they were too focused on the next time they were going to go touch their pee-pee. We've got like 40 neurological studies, like a dozen reviews of the literature, then 23 linking it to making your pee-pee stop working, with about 1/5 of those establishing causation, then like 50 linking it to ruining your relationships and sex life, and like 40 linking it to destroying your brain and making you depressed. And we just explained in detail the neurobiology and neuropsychology behind all of this.
Of porn addiction, which he has never qualified what porn addiction is in this entire video. If I look up, like, what is porn addiction? Like, what's the actual definition of porn addiction? If it disrupts daily life, uncontrollable compulsion to view porn. Top 10 signs of porn addiction. Maybe we can look at that. Number 1, you can't stop. You are unable to stop using or viewing pornography despite trying to do so. Okay, you want more. People do so. Okay, so this is because he keeps conflating porn addiction with the porn usage. Like just being a patron of porn. If John's not moving to Texas with his parents, it's either going to crash and burn when he fails to pay his monthly bills, or an excuse to join a gay interracial polycule. I don't know about that. He's going with like a roommate or something, or a bunch of other people. And they're gonna do some sort of like fucking Texas conservative house. They're gonna have. I mean, they have money. I shall come to your next stream and talk about Al Gore via bits when I have more bits. Well, in between now and then, you can just chill in the stream. You don't have to give me any bits at all, okay? I appreciate all the support you've done through bits. And the bit about Al Gore through bits has been thoroughly used. We don't need it anymore. You want more, so you want more porn. You've lost time. People suffering from porn addiction can lose large periods of time viewing porn, wasting most of the day without accomplishing anything. Wow. You've lost interest in sex, okay? You're more demanding. People suffering from porn addiction develop unrealistic ideas about sex to make them more demanding in the bedroom, easily frustrated and alienate their partner, blah, blah, blah. Sure. You've lost attraction, okay? You are in physical pain. Someone suffering from porn addiction can actually begin to experience physical pain, be it from the physical movements involved when viewing porn, or the strain that comes from excessive computer use. People addicted to porn frequently complain about wrist, back, neck pain, and headaches, and also dick calluses. Let's be real. You're losing money. You're distracted. You're angry. Okay, so these are porn addiction things. This is not what John Doyle is talking about in general. He talks about like, oh, you've watched porn 4 times in the last month, buddy? He's literally said this. 4 times in the last month, buddy, you're a fucking addict. No. Nope. No. That's 4 nut over the course of 30 days or something like that. I don't know about y'all, but that's not that much for me. 4 in a month? Let's just say I'm in for a 30 for 30 if we can make it happen. Ugh. Not that it does, but I'm in for it. I'm here. He's literally said, if you've seen it in 365 days, you're compromised. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. He is not talking about porn addiction. He is talking about porn usage. So none of the studies that he cited have any merit whatsoever.
Because, like I said, I became an expert the other day, and the
Only 28 days in February. We'll have to double tap 2 of those days, won't we?
coon brains are seething. Coon brains on suicide watch. The boys take the dub yet again, and by extension, Western civilization as well. But actually, one thing we just mentioned, the fact that our PPs aren't working anymore, deserves elaboration.
My pee-pee is fine. I don't watch a lot of porn, though.
I know we mentioned this really startling figure earlier, which is that there was
Thrace, thanks for giving one to Voice of the Blue.
literally been 1,000% increase in erectile dysfunction in young men throughout the last 15 years. What could possibly be causing that?
Well, I mean, porn could play a role, sure. Am I the only one who masturbates once a night to fall asleep faster? Is that porn addiction to John? I mean, it does help fall asleep, but fapping usually doesn't help me fall asleep. It's usually, a consensual act that leads to climax, that in whatever way that does manifest, that helps me sleep. In fact, I'll take a nap. That's a nice nap. A nice clarity, post-nut clarity nap. Hell yeah, dude. Too much cleanup? Not if you got the MLP cum jar. So 1,000% increase in erectile dysfunction. Okay. So that's 10 times the amount of people that had it before. What I'm expecting in the last 15 years, number one, it's probably just being reported more often. I guarantee that 15 years before, any period before 15 years ago, people were like upset. And 15 years ago is pretty much when that little blue pill started to become pretty mainstream. What was it, 15 years ago? Yeah, it was what, 2006? Yeah, I'd say erectile dysfunction started to become destigmatized in the 2000s. I would be very shocked to find anything that becomes destigmatized to not rise in number of occurrences through data, because people are more likely to report on such a thing. So that's probably part of it. Another part of it is almost certainly economic situations, in which case, like, we've gone through literal Great Recession. We've gone through terrible presidency in Donald Trump. 15 years ago, 2006, that was still the end of the Bush era, which was really, really bad. And obviously we've been at war a lot. There's a lot of stressful things that happened. I guarantee that plays a role too. Depression could definitely play a role due to these factors, especially financial strain. To blame it just on porn usage seems, surprise, really, really low IQ. Is it just me, or is the pic he keeps using to mock coombrainers look like an 8-year-old drawing a Tim Pool Sands beanie? Oh, I don't know.
Because
That might
historically,
just be
like between 1948 and 2002, the rate was always at a casual 2 to 3%, and it didn't start to significantly increase until you got to be about 40 or older. So what happened? The coon brains will say, well, it's because of unhealthy lifestyle choices, but not porn.
No, it's probably because of all the things I said. I said nothing about unhealthy lifestyle choices. Although I'm sure there are aspects of it that lead to erectile dysfunction. Abuse of certain substances can certainly do it. And again, let's bring it up. If you are diagnosed with depression, things like SSRIs can lead to erectile dysfunction. So it's a thing. Yeah, it happens all sorts of ways.
But things like diet and substance abuse, the fact of the matter is that all of those trends have either decreased in the last 20 years or have not increased at a rate that would cause 1,000% increase.
Yeah, you're just not thinking
Obesity is
about
up
stuff.
like 4%. Drug use has been relatively stable in the last 15 years. Smoking is down, obviously.
Except he also cited multiple things that said depression has risen exponentially. Weird.
down. Do we really need to guess? Some people say, well, no, it's actually because of anxiety and depression. That doesn't seem to be the case either. You've got studies showing that sometimes anxiety increases sexual interest by like 21%, sometimes it decreases it by 28%. And the studies on depression and erectile dysfunction show that it's not the depression causing the erectile dysfunction, but rather the erectile dysfunction that's causing the depression. Plus,
and the medication. It's a conglomerate of all these things. None of them have to rise to the level of that. But if something goes by 4%, another thing goes by 4%, another thing goes by 4%, and you're not over reporting, but accurately reporting now, like, come on, dude.
plus, even if it were true, the disproportionate increase wouldn't square regardless. And another one that they'll say is, well, you have to watch porn because you need to know what you're doing because sexual chemistry is important. That's why you need to have sex on the first date. You need to see if you use sexual chemistry. Yeah, that's a cope. I almost feel bad for these people. They've ruined themselves.
Wait, what?
Actually, just totally. If you have a high IQ, it means you're good at sex. I don't make the rules. It's not rocket science. You'll figure it out. And that's why it's a cope. You've got all these women like, wait a minute. Why didn't the guy who I let use me for my body care more about my sexual experience? What the heck? Because it's not that he was bad at it, sweetheart. It's that he didn't care about your experience because he has no respect for you because you have no respect for you, dummy. You played yourself whole.
You played yourself whole. Okay.
Now no one wants to marry you. Oops. Highly religious married people have the best sex, by the way, and they don't even...
No, they don't. No, they don't. Ah! This is self-reporting, my dude. I'm telling you, they don't have better sex. They might have more procreative sex. They don't have better sex. Have you ever had sex with a religious person, chat? Your boy has. One. Well, not once, but one person. You ever heard of a religious person having sex, like a really devout person having sex, right? Not like a oh, I'm culturally Catholic, and no. They don't have good sex, dude. They don't have good sex. Wild. Women have better sex under socialism. Yeah, we looked at that study last time. Fuck through a sheet. Yeah, and of course they're only talking about heterosexual couples. Who are cis, so
They need to use these like elaborate accessories and fetishes because they haven't ruined themselves totally like you guys have. Also, the idea of sexual chemistry is a perfectly emblematic feature of the pathological narcissism that has polluted our culture. This idea of needing to derive immediate physical pleasure in order to justify the existence of the relationship in whatever capacity. Here's the truth. You're going to get old eventually. Eventually, those experiences are going to go away. What's always there, though, is the character of the person, their commitment to you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that attraction and chemistry aren't important. I'm just stating the fact that sin makes women age like milk.
Sin makes women age like milk. Sin. This guy's a fucking wackadoo, dude. Sin, a real thing that has an effect on the aging process. Yikers! Sin. Holy fucking shit, my guy. Oh, God.
Which is why girls are coming out of college now looking like they're 35. So ironically, the women who act like whores in
Wait, what?
the name of sexual chemistry or empowerment or whatever are actually dilating the inlet in the hourglass of their natural beauty,
Dilating the inlet of the hourglass of their natural beauty by fucking?
which means that they're going to arrive at the inevitability of their sexual obsolescence much faster, and they won't even have anyone to be with by that point. All the good men will
This is literally Stefan Molyneux type stuff. Your eggs are drying up bullshit.
be with all the good women who are still just as graceful. But hey, they'll have their cats, right? But anyways, there's a couple more. The idea that, oh, well, it's good for you because it decreases your risk of prostate cancer. First of all, this is just ad hoc justification. They want to promote pornography. They'll plug anything that they can think of in as the why.
Who's they? I don't care if you watch porn or not. What the fuck? No leftist is like, you gotta watch fucking porn, bro. Have you ever heard of porn, bro? People are just like, do what you want, okay? Like, just don't let it become a fucking addiction, dude. Who is big porn out here calling shots? Like George Soros making people fap when they don't even want to against their will. You better fucking come. Like, that's just some dominatrix shit, bro. Hey, bro, you bust today?
The end result is that it's going to be promoted, but the science on this is total garbage as well. Basically, it boils down to lab coats thinking that asking baby boomers to recall how many times they were masturbating every day each decade is actual science. And in 2016, there was a review done of all this data, and it confirmed that it's garbage. And the last thing I want to go over here is actually more commonly something that you'll hear from people who are supposedly right-wing, and it's another ad hoc, which is pornography is free speech. That's not even remotely true. Washington didn't cross the Delaware so that your daughter could start an OnlyFans retard.
Whoop. Whoa. Which neuroscientific studies state that sin will age women like milk? Oh, you know, his feels.
Good call, baby boo.
Nerdy Nazgul, thanks for the 2 months. I didn't know he was going to drop that. Didn't know that was going to happen. Whoop.
Do you actually think it's about free speech? You think that all of a sudden they're concerned about free speech? They barely let us talk about politics.
What are you talking about? I'm for free speech. What? What? The N-word isn't politics, John. They barely let us talk about politics. What do you what? We're on YouTube right now. What do you mean? What do you mean? They don't let us talk about politics. It's like the only thing people talk about. I don't know. What? I mean, what are you not being allowed to say right now? Like, what do you need to say that you're not being able to get out? Is it a slur? Is that political? Like is that real hard-hitting political factoids that we need? You saying a slur? If you don't say a slur, I don't care what you talk about, dude. You just because people are like, "Hey, you're a fucking idiot," doesn't mean people are like, "They won't let us say words." No, dude, you're just fucking stupid. You're just dumb. That's okay. You get to be dumb. That's fine. You get to have the free speech to do it too. I have no fucking idea. Well, you are such a fucking victim, dude. Robo Strange, thanks for following me.
That's our First Amendment. But you think they really care about the Bill of Rights when it comes to pornography?
What do you mean talk about the Bill of Rights when it comes to pornography? I got that shit on my desk, bro. I got that shit on my desk. It's pornography is a form of art, and I know it's for the sake of fapping, but I mean, like, there's a market for it. People like it. People like to fuck. It's just a thing. People like to fuck vicariously as well. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't care. George Washington crossed the Delaware so he could keep owning Africans and keep his taxes low. True. Cody, thanks for the 100 bits, dude. Freaking out. They won't even let us talk about politics equals I'm not ridiculously popular on YouTube for my political content. It makes me mad. I was choked on a hiccup. Jake, have you talked about Sia's movie? No, we're talking about something totally not that right now.
No, they don't. But they know what it does to you. And they know that once the country is completely demoralized, they can do whatever they want to do without impediment. So keep that in mind. If you are okay with pornography because you support...
It's not without impediment. Literally, what? What about pornography isn't impeded? What? There's so many rules that go with pornography. Certain states don't allow it. They have to be, of course, age of consent. There has to be certain standards within the industry itself. Like this is just fake. It's just fake. It's not real. What? Like, it's just pretend things he just says for no reason. Yep.
free speech, eventually your free speech will be completely gone. I mean, look at the last 15 years as an example of that trend already manifesting. So that's that. Now I want to go over a few of the most common questions.
Him being banned from Twitter isn't a lack of free speech. He was the fucking president, John. You're a child.
That I was asked after posting the last video.
All right, so that's the end of part 5. The end of part 5. John Doyle, really, really big dum-dum. Wow. Really big dum-dum. If you like what you see, go ahead and press the follow or subscribe button, or both. Who fucking cares? Do it both. If you're watching here on the twitch.com, you should probably follow. I'm just tossing that out there. Twitch.tv. You should follow. If you're going to the youtube.com, you should press the subscribe button and check it out. We're trying to hit 20K over there, okay? Trying to hit 20K. All right? But now we're on to part 6. Stay tuned. Only 12 minutes left in this video. Here we go. John Doyle is about to give us what I hope is one of the best parts about this video. And this is the frequently asked questions, the FAQ, if you will. Frequently asked peepees. Marvelous Mayo. Marmar, thanks for the 200 biddies, dude. Appreciate that. All right, so let's see what John's got to say when he is asked questions.
Video on the subject, and the first one is, what can I watch if not porn? Is hentai okay? Are pictures okay, etc.?
You can't watch anything that's sexually explicit. You must save your seed for your wife.
And the first thing I need to say is that if you're watching hentai or anything adjacent to that, I can't help you. You need to be institutionalized.
If you like the cartoon boobas, you gotta be institutionalized. Okay. Look, I don't watch hentai. I'm not a fan of animated porn. It doesn't get me going. It doesn't make me interested. But I certainly don't think you need to be institutionalized.
That's a joke, but seriously, the answer is nothing, frankly. And the reason for that.
It's not a joke.
That is that your brain is still adaptive and those pathways that you've conditioned are still sensitive. And basically anything that you do to stimulate those pathways, even remotely, is going to eventually cause you to relapse and get right back to where you don't want to be. It'll just reinforce and strengthen those things that we're trying to break you free of. And right off the bat, you need to understand that the reason you're trying already to find these loopholes to just totally quitting is because your brain has become structured to make you want to just keep going down this rabbit hole. So you need to just accept that in order to liberate and improve yourself and get yourself back to normal, you can never watch or view any type of pornography again. Seriously, hear that, internalize it, get comfortable with that knowledge. And it might even make you upset to hear that, because that is your brain reacting to something that it regards as literally central to its existence. But we can't sugarcoat these things. If you want to be free, then it all goes, no exceptions. That gets into the next question, which is something to the effect of, well, what if I just don't watch it as often? What if I just decrease? You know, it's the same. It's like the same answer to the same question, basically. Like anything that you do to activate those pathways that you've created will just strengthen and reinforce them and will eventually.
Okay, so if you ever touch your dick, you're donezo, dude. You're donezo. It's really funny to see John Doyle sit here and basically for 2 hours explain, I haven't nut in forever. I am so fucking pent up. That's literally what this video is. This video should just be called, I haven't come in 4 years. Oh, no.
Get you right back to square one every time. Even if that weren't the case, remember earlier we cited research proving that even minor exposure to these types of stimuli will alter your brain's composition, because it's not about the level of consumption, it's about the pattern of consumption, and that pattern will inevitably lead to greater addiction. It's a rabbit hole with one axis. You can either go deeper or you can get out of it. There's no alternative. And the last question is, do I have to stop masturbating in general? And I think that question presupposes that masturbating is like something that's actually important in your life.
Okay.
What you'll find if and when you quit pornography is that masturbation really isn't necessary. And that's not to say that you don't get horny, but like you'll find out that the reason that you were masturbating so much is because of pornography, not because you just had those urges and then you used pornography to supplement them.
Bro, this guy doesn't fuck. He just doesn't have a sexual like life, which is fine. He doesn't have to. But like he's pretending to be some sort of like expert on how fucking works. And like, bro, I got to be honest, dude. I think you just got a lot of like really tiny balls or something. Like Paradox 7, thanks for the like how in the world are you just sitting here preaching about like you should have sex with your wife? You don't have a wife, you don't have sex, like you don't know things about sex. You just don't know stuff. You don't know stuff. You don't have the life experience nor the expertise through education to have a conversation about this topic in any way that would grant credence to the words that you say out of your mouth. It's literally just you going, I feel like porn is icky and other people shouldn't do the icky thing because I don't like it. It's like, dude, live your life however you want. If you want to be some sort of cum monk and you want to like gain powers through sheer cum brain, you want to be 50%, instead of a blood alcohol level, you have a cum cum or a blood cum level where like half your blood is just cum that just leaked into your system because you wouldn't express it, and you're gonna like be able to see in 4 dimensions and around corners and shit. Like your brain's gonna form non-Euclidean folds for just not coming for 45 years. Like, if that's the way you want to do it, bro, go for it. I want you to live that life. But telling other people that they're bad because they touch their ding-dings, like, brother, it is so fucking projecty. It's really projecty. It's unhealthy. He's a vol cell. By his logic, his balls are so small they're the size of regulation SEC softballs. God. John might be ace. I don't know. He might actually be ace. Might be a thing. Because he thinks that women are icky. He doesn't seem to be terribly gay. He doesn't seem to be interested in sex unless it's procreative. He might just be ace, dude. Puritanically prescribed PP projections, the John Doyle story. Cum monk rolls for initiative. Well, because you're a cum monk, you have advantage on initiative, so. It's an 18 with a dexterity modifier of +5. So 23, not bad.
That's kind of like the opposite of true. And it's also an issue of activating those pathways, because even without porn initially, it could cause you to relapse. So I would say best move is just to totally detox for as long as possible. Plus, to be honest with you, masturbation is kind of cringe. And that's probably an explanation
It's kind of cringe. It's not manly to masturbate, bro.
for a later time. But basically, as a man, I feel like masturbating is the equivalent of like going to a movie by yourself. Like, yeah, you enjoyed it, but you look like a loser. You know, it would have been better with a girl.
You look like a loser. This guy is not confident. Bro, if you can't touch your dick without feeling some form of shame, you have problems. You have fucking problems. It's not okay to feel like uncool because you came. What the fuck, dude?
You never want to be caught at a movie by yourself, just like you never want to be caught masturbating. It's a
Who gives a shit? Go to the movie by yourself. Enjoy.
1-to-1. So what's the solution? Find a wife, because then she has to have sex with you and she has to go see movies with you.
What do you mean she has to have sex with you? Holy fucking shit.
Those are the rules. Problem solved. Oh, but I can't find a wife. Yeah, because you're too busy touching your pee-pee. Get it together, my friend. The window is closing.
Holy fucking shit. If I want to watch a movie, I literally don't need another person. True.
You're about 7 years away from not being able to find a woman who hasn't produced some form of pornography of herself. So act quickly. Plus, the mainstream narrative is that
Who cares?
masturbation is good for you. It's healthy. All that rhetoric. And I think a general rule that
Is that a person watching another person masturbate? That is a new level of sex education.
will serve you well is to just pay attention to what is being pushed the hardest by the institutions that are the most likely to be run by people who hate this country, and then just do the exact opposite. Vice News says I should be masturbating. Cool, I'm never touching my dick again. Not even to pee. Here's a red pill. When you don't consume the toxins of the satanic media, you actually don't even have to pee anymore, like physically, because your body will be able to just filter itself adequately. Few know this. But anyways, there's more specific answers to more specific questions online. You can find those at your own accord. There's also a lot of good strategies and advice for quitting, but I was asked to give my advice, and so I will.
Okay, we're gonna combine this into the same video. I'm not gonna skip another video around. I feel like the big part missing from John's video here is that he only believes anything the Bible says. True.
I'd also advise you though to do some research on
Here's OP strats for quitting touching your pee-pee. Here we go. OP strats. All
it
right.
yourself, because there's more information out there. But I'll start with a very basic point, which is that you have to want to quit. You really have to want it, because it's going to come down basically
Was John addicted to porn?
to willpower.
He doesn't talk
And
about
the
his
way to do
personal
that
experience.
is to psychologically frame it properly. You need to understand that what you're fighting against is a weapon. It is something that is taking control over you. It is a weapon that is against you, against your family, against everything, your country. You need to
It's a weapon against your country.
beat this. So think about that. When you see the ads, when you see girls being promoted on TikTok, Instagram, understand that is all designed to get you to relapse and to control you. It is a weapon. It's a strategy. Whether intentionally or not, that's the effective purpose.
Or, hear me out. In a capitalist system, it's very lucrative to sell people fucking. I think that might also be the motivation here. He literally has 3 different sets of goal posts up on this video. Is it masturbation, porn resistance, or porn addiction? Where's the line, John?
Doesn't matter if it's because they want to destroy the country or because they want to destroy you personally or they just want the ad revenue. End result is the same. This needs to make you angry, not depressed, not defeated, angry. That's the proper psychology. List all the damage that pornography has done to you, everything that you hate about yourself and your life that can be traced back to pornography. Crush it into the ground with your heel. Understand that you are being prevented from flourishing. Understand that you are destroying yourself. You will never get a good woman with this pattern of behavior.
What the
and if you have one, she won't want to be with you for much longer. You weren't supposed to live like this. View yourself as what you are, which is a man who is inexorably flawed. View yourself as innocent and in need of protection. Picture yourself as a child. Find a picture of yourself as a child. Understand that you are still that person. You still need to protect that person. Every time that you participate in destructive behavior, behaviors, you are hurting that child. You don't want to do that. And while you're going through the family archives, print out a picture of your great-grandfather, hang that up next to the picture of you as a child, and understand that if he were here right now, he would break your teeth with his belt upon seeing you lower yourself to such a level.
What the fuck?
Is that the type of man that you want to be? Is that the type of man that your ancestors sacrificed for, the men who came before you sacrificed for so that you could be weak? No, get a hold of yourself. And as far as how to do that, I have a few things. Firstly, you need to avoid things that trigger you, especially in the first stage of it. Remember,
We're not watching this on 2X. It's 125.
triggers aren't just going to be pornography. They're going to be environments, activities, all sorts of things. So here's a good way to reduce this.
Okay.
Think of the most common places where you usually watch pornography.
All right. Okay. Everybody got their common place in mind? All right. Visualize it.
And avoid those places for at least 2 weeks, no matter.
All right. All right. No more sitting at your computer. No more sitting on your couch. No more taking a shit.
What? No exceptions. You do it in your bed. Guess you're sleeping on the couch.
Sleep on the couch. There you
But
go.
you can't sleep on the couch. Yeah, you
The bathroom. There you go. You don't get to go in there anymore.
can. Tell your family you're experimenting with something because you're trying to reset your spine or something. I don't know. They'll believe it. The point being that you need to be honest with yourself. You need to figure out where it happens the most and then avoid those places no matter what for at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Try to keep yourself out of the house. Go on walks, go to the library, wherever you have to go. Stay occupied, stay out of the house as much as possible, because if you're just sitting at home bored, your cravings are going to be a much bigger problem for you. You also need to avoid visual triggers. For this, I would recommend staying off social media, the internet, for at least 2 weeks.
Or get banned because you doxed people during a political process that you thought was illegitimate erroneously because you have bought into the propaganda of the right wing, like John, which is exactly what happened to John.
All it takes is one e-thought on Instagram to make you relapse.
E-thought on Instagram. He went by e-thought on Instagram, John means attractive woman who posted on social media. Yeah.
The algorithms are designed for that. They're designed to get young men addicted to pornography so they can profit off ad revenue. You need to detox from it. Plus, social media in general is just terribly toxic, so you'll be much happier anyways. And you can even use this to, like give your devices to your parents or whatever, or your girlfriend. Just be like, hey, I want to stop using social media so much. Is it cool if I give you my phone or my laptop or whatever? I can only use it in front of you if I have to answer a text or an email or something. And they'll just be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. You'll be good to go. No internet access means no pornography. Or you could just tell them the truth, like straight up, if you trust them. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this with your parents because parents tend to be pretty out of touch. So if you tell them you're struggling with pornography addiction, they're just gonna like assume that you're watching it like 5 times a day or something, or you're watching like really weird material. And
That's what it would take. That's what it would take to qualify as addiction, though, John.
maybe you are, but the point is that this problem really is generational. And if you think they'd be helpful, by all means tell them. But if you don't, then you don't have to, because it's ultimately going to come down to you and your will and your resolve. And the best employment of that will and that resolve is to just simply stop touching your dick. It's that simple. In practice, it's a lot harder to do, but the method is that simple. If you don't touch your dick, you'll be fine. You know what I'm talking about. Guys like to touch their dick recreationally. It's just what we do. But with great power comes great responsibility. And if you can't touch your dick responsibly, then you'll have to hang up the suit. Every relapse can be traced back to touching your dick. So if you don't touch your dick, you'll be okay.
What if I can hands-free masturbate, John? What if I'm a master of my own body? What if I can control my will beyond the normal bounds of human experience? Have you considered that, John? Have you considered that right now I could be hands-free masturbating? Is it TOS if I finish without touching? You'll never know. You'll never know. You're welcome. I'm a cum monk.
And I think there's also something to be said about punishing yourself as something that's ultimately good for you. So for example, if and when you relapse, tell yourself that every time you relapse, you're going to run 2 miles. Every time you watch porn, you have to run 2 miles. And if and when it happens, you'll have that guilt and that clarity afterwards. You know what I'm talking about. You'll need to channel that into something. So how about literally running 2 miles?
Guilt and clarity. If you feel guilt after you shoot a load into a napkin or whatever the fuck you got, a towel, your sock, Kleenex, the floor, your MLP cum jar. If you feel shame, that's a problem that you need to address outside of this. The clarity is real, though. The most surprising thing about all this, John is an advocate of the cold turkey method of quitting your addiction. Consummate humanitarian, John Doyle. True. Yeah, cold turkey isn't good for any addiction.
Working out in general helps with this too, because it occupies your time, makes you confident, disciplines you. But seriously, hold yourself accountable to that, because it'll be easier to
Just outrun your horny loser.
do that at first than it will be to quit pornography. Every time you watch it, run 2 miles, keep a pace. You'll feel a lot better afterwards, even if you hate running. But the last thing I'll say is that I have mixed feelings about tracking progress. I think there's something good about working towards a higher number of days. I think that helps. But there's also the fact that if and when you relapse, that framework makes you more compelled to just binge, because it's like, well, I won't be breaking as long of a streak now if I binge for a few days. That's not good. Also, something to keep in mind is that the whole framing of like keeping track of milestones sort of implies that this is a big part of your life, or that it's worthy of that mental volume, or there's, I don't know. There's utility to that, but ultimately you want to work towards a state to where you don't even have to think about it because it's just not a part of your life anymore. And of course, as a man, there's only so much that you can do there. You get what I'm saying though. Bottom line is that you have to quit. The specific technique by which you do it is less important, but you do have to quit because our society is dying. It is dying.
It's dying because your balls are too empty, guys. Society is dying because men's balls are too empty. That's true. That's how things work. You ever have real empty balls, and then your just life falls apart? I can only have a normal day if my balls are 50% minimum. What about lady balls? No. John doesn't believe in lady balls. Okay. John doesn't believe in them. You probably have very pretty lady balls, though, okay? And I think your lady balls are valid.
And history suggests that we should be able to bounce back from this, but the difference now is that our men are demoralized. They're weak, they're completely pacified, and never in the history of the world has this been the case. That's what's different. If we don't do something to change that, we're just on our backs with our necks exposed, begging for mercy that we know won't be given to us. And it starts with you. You watching this right now, be that change. Send this video to all the guys you know, even if you don't know if they're struggling with this. They probably are, but still, it's like, this is the single biggest problem that we face because it makes us less able to deal with all of our other problems. It literally robs you of your manhood, your spirit, everything about your essence as a man. And it needs
your essence. He literally called it your essence, bro.
to be crushed into the ground and buried forever. It's the only way for us to take our country back. It is a necessary step. And I hope I've explained it adequately.
Yeah, the only way to take the country back is if we have a group of Christian nationalist, conservative, Republican fascists with full balls. That's the way to do it. We can have that with empty balls and it won't be effective. Once you got full balls, you're at full power. That's your full power mode right there. That's like having all your slots for all your spell slots in D&D. It's like having full mana in another game. It's like a full clip of ammo in your gun. You know what I'm saying? But your gun is your dick, which is also apparently your brain. Thrace, full balls, full hearts, can't lose. Jesus Christ. We need fuller balls. Make full balls great again.
It makes you weak, it corrupts your children, destroys families. It's nothing less than an attack on our civilization, and we have no choice but to treat it as such. So if you're still watching, thank you. The future's ours. Me and you, big guy, still have a lot of work to do, starting with ourselves, as expected. Hey, guys.
All right, so that's the end of that video. That's the end of his of Heck Off Cummy. That is the end of Heck Off Cummy. I'm happy that this is over. I never want to watch any John Doyle video again. If I can help it, I won't be able to. It will eventually get to me. Boy, oh boy. So, if you like the Heck Off Cummy saga, good, because I'm not going to do John Doyle for like a month minimum. I'm going 30 days. I'm taking his advice. I am going to make sure my balls for John Doyle are nice and full before I get back to that, okay? All right? I'm not gonna go in here with empty balls for John Doyle ever again. We're only gonna go full balls. I said we were gonna read the comments. I'm not reading the fucking comments. I'm actually done with that shit. I'm not reading the comments. We only got to 9 degenerates, by the way. We only got to 9 degenerates. Anyway, thank you for watching that. Hopefully you had a good time. If you did enjoy that, obviously, smash all the corn buttons. Thank you for your support in whatever way that exists, whether you're paying money or you're just following and hanging out in chat. That's fine too. So I appreciate you.